Alright, this is the Team 5 GUI demo. First thing we have is our final navigation map. The final navigation map is an overview of our whole GUI. There are a series of 15 questions with weighted answers, results page to help visualize the outcomes, and there's an information page that tells of each 5 teaming phases, as well as a citation page that includes all of our references. Next would be My GUI question 1. It is a 5-answer multiple choice question, has a series of 5 if statements, and when a certain button is pushed, the if statement will set that handle to be a certain value. It also includes a back button, submit button, or a back to start, and with the back to start button there is a confirm page that you must go through in order to go back to start, and also with the exit button there is a confirmation statement that you must agree to in order to completely exit the program.
Now I'll talk about My GUI question 9. This page opens and gives the user a few options. They have the option to use the back button at the bottom that will take them to the previous question, or they could use the exit button at the top of the page that opens a second window that gives them the option, or requires them to confirm their exit. They also have the option to use the back to start button, which also requires them to use a confirmation window to go back to the start. Then in the middle of the screen there's a slider with an initial value set to 0, which is displayed as a red number underneath the slider. And the user can move the slider from across to the different values to select what they want their answer to be, and as they move the slider they'll change the red number. Once the user selects the final value, they can use the submit button that will allow them to move on to the next page.
Alright, my name is Evan and this is my GUI question number 14. So this question comes from question 13, and then so the user can select any of our answer buttons, which each coincide with a specific score that they'll receive in this category. Once they've selected an answer, they can click the submit button to move on to question 15, which will also save their answer. And also they have the option to go back to the previous screen. They have the option to go back to the start screen, which will also give them a window to confirm navigation back to that screen. Also, they have the option to exit the GUI, which also has a confirmation window because the data will be lost. And then, yeah, they just hit the submit button, save their score, and move on to question 15.
Hello, I'm Zach, and this is my GUI, a transition slide. The transition slides are the beginning of a new category in the questions. In a transition slide, the user has 3 options. There's a back button, a next button, and an exit button. The back button takes the user to the previous screen in the GUI. The next button takes the user to the next screen, and the exit button brings up the exit confirmation window. If the user presses yes, the GUI will exit.
Hi guys, this is Team 5 and here is our actual GUI demo. Our GUI allows users to input data through the use of push buttons in a slider scale. The answers given for each question assign a value to a variable for that question. These values are passed through the slides to the results page where they are added up and displayed on a graph. Navigation of the GUI is made easy through the use of buttons labeled back to start, exit, submit, and next. All the images and outside information used in the GUI are cited on our citations page. We also included safety measures on the buttons where data can be lost. Upon pushing the exit and back to start buttons, a second window opens asking the user to confirm their action. This prevents the user from accidentally starting over or closing the program. Here is the start of our GUI. First we have the citations page where it shows all the references that we use for information as well as images. If we start the program, the teaming phases slide shows all 5 stages of teaming as well as a little overview of how our tool is supposed to work. The further information provides each stage of teaming as well as what is going on in your team and what is likely to happen. So we have 5 sections and they are divided up into 3 questions apiece. and I will just go through and show you how quick run through of how these work. And here we have a back to start, and it comes up with an error box to make sure no one leaves, as well as the exit button to make sure no one accidentally leaves without wanting to. And the back button just goes ahead and does it on its own very quickly. And as you can see, in the bottom right section of every GUI, there is the name of the person who created it. This is our slider bar, so it starts out with a value of 0, and then the user is able to input a number value as to what they think best fits the question. This is our final results page. It has those 5 categories that I was talking about printed out and your values that you were assigned. At the bottom, it has the value of your lowest score, which would be the team communication in this case, and this graph is a maximum of 60. And down here, when it tells you what your team can improve on, and also gives you reasons why we put you in this stage. And here is the printout of what teaming phase we believe that your team is in. And again, down here it gives you some advice on how to improve that, as well as why we thought you were here. And again, you can go back to the further information right here. And from here you just click finish, and that is the end of our GUI. Thank you for watching.